Picture a busy four-way intersection. On the left, drivers ignore all lanes, speeds, and signals, resulting in immediate collisions and gridlock. On the right, traffic flows smoothly because everyone is following a shared set of signals. Society operates on the exact same logic. We rely on guidelines to prevent chaos. The overall system of making, implementing, and enforcing these guidelines is called governance. It is the invisible architecture that keeps a community functioning, from ensuring your drinking water is clean to keeping your bank deposits secure. To carry out the process of governance, a society relies on a specific institution. We call this institution the government. It is the organized group of people entrusted with the authority to manage the daily affairs of a region. Because these rules dictate almost every aspect of how we live, where we work, and how we interact, the most pressing question any society has to answer is simple: who actually gets the power to make them? Historically, that power was inherited. Here is King Charles III of the United Kingdom, representing a monarchy. In this system, authority is passed down through family lineage. A monarch becomes the ruler not by public vote, but by birthright. Alternatively, power can be seized. In a dictatorship like that of North Korea under Kim Jong-un, absolute control is consolidated by a single individual, usually through military force or political suppression, removing the freedoms of the general public. But there is a system where the power originates from the citizens themselves. In a democracy, the public loans their inherent authority to chosen leaders, such as Prime Minister Narendra Modi in India. We see the mechanics of this system in action right here. This line of citizens waiting at a polling station is exercising representative democracy. By participating in periodic elections, voters decide who will draft their laws, and they retain the power to replace those leaders if they fail to perform. By requiring leaders to continuously earn their authority from the public, representative democracy actively prevents power from permanently settling into the hands of a few. Once a democracy elects its leaders, it has to prevent them from using their new authority to act like dictators. To solve this, the government's power is sliced horizontally into three distinct, equal branches. The first branch is the legislature. This circular building is India's parliament, where elected representatives debate issues and formally write the laws on behalf of the public. They are the rule makers. The second branch is the executive. This includes the prime minister, the president, and all the various agencies and police forces. Their job is to take the laws written by the legislature and actively enforce them in the real world. The final branch is the judiciary. Looking at the Supreme Court of India here, we see the highest authority of the rule interpreters. They operate completely independently to resolve disputes and ensure that the other branches are respecting the rights of the citizens. We can see this split in action with modern problems like cybercrime. If the legislature passes an unfair law, the judiciary can strike it down. If the executive oversteps its bounds, the legislature can hold them accountable. No single branch can dominate. Passing and executing any meaningful rule requires forced cooperation. Splitting power horizontally solves the problem of fairness, but a massive population cannot be efficiently managed from a single central room in a capital city. Power also has to be decentralized vertically. At the base is the local level, the municipal councils and village panchayats. They handle immediate community needs. If a streetlight is broken or a pothole needs filling, you don't call the prime minister, you contact your local representatives. Moving up, the state level manages regional infrastructure. They are responsible for coordinating networks that connect multiple towns, like building state hospitals, funding regional universities, and maintaining highways. Finally, the central or union level handles macro issues that affect the entire nation simultaneously. This includes funding the military for national defense, printing currency, and negotiating foreign trade. This massive structure is the Sardar Sarovar Dam, and it is a perfect case study of how these levels collaborate. Because the project was expensive and impacted the environment, the central government helped plan and fund it. But the actual day-to-day sharing of the water and management of local irrigation canals is handled by the governments of the surrounding states. Vertical decentralization guarantees that every problem is handled by the group with the right scale of resources. The sophisticated horizontal and vertical systems we've discussed depend on the people operating them. An institutional chart can show where power is supposed to go, but it cannot dictate how a leader chooses to use that power. This is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the 11th President of India. He is remembered not just for his scientific achievements, but for how he approached public office. He operated with transparency, demanding hard work from his staff, while constantly encouraging ordinary citizens, especially the youth, to actively participate in building the nation. His ethos perfectly aligns with India's national motto, Satyameva Jayate, truth alone triumphs. Truth and integrity are the baseline requirements for public trust. Without them, even the best-designed democratic systems will fail. Ultimately, the machinery of laws and enforcement reflects the character of its society and the moral compass of the people in charge. We see these civic values play out far away from Capitol buildings. Consider a village facing a water shortage. Two young residents, Reena and Aman, notice their community well drying up and take their concern directly to their village head, Amaji. Instead of waiting passively for outside help, Amaji gathers the community under a banyan tree. They debate the options, and ultimately, the villagers vote to pool their efforts and deepen the well themselves. This is grassroots democracy at work. Civic participation starts exactly like this. When you debate a classroom rule with a teacher or vote for a class monitor, you are taking a direct role in governance. Governance is a living, breathing system that you are already participating in every single day. The only question left is how you will choose to shape it.